could change the world.
On we go.
Hello, beautiful bookish family. Welcome to a vlog, and it's my 30th birthday. Hi! So, I totally forgot to start recording for the beginning of this vlog, so I figured since I'm spending the morning with coffee and a book anyway, I might as well start the vlog now. Welcome to the vlog for Rhythm of War, and I have 7 days to make this book happen. Can I do it? Maybe so. I might have to switch back and forth between the audio and the physical book. But I am currently a little over 100 pages in, and I have thoughts. Now, I will say that if you saw my last vlog, which wasn't my greatest vlog ever, right? But that's okay. I have feelings about Stormlight Archive that I think are very unpopular. Hi, future Steph here, telling you that I get really upset in this vlog because I no longer hold back my feelings. I have very strong feelings about the way that Brandon Sanderson has chosen to write Indigenous people and the systems and plot points that he has used, structures that he has used. So eventually I will get into some spoilery stuff. I'm assuming that if you've clicked on this video that you don't care about spoilers, but it's like old footage, and you'll understand why later. Okay, enjoy. So if you really cherish this and don't like hearing anyone talk anything negative about your favorite series, I don't suggest you watch these videos because I like to give really honest opinions. I am a little confused, and I can't tell if my confusion is because I read book 3 so fast that a lot of things just kind of went out of my head, and I also wasn't very invested in book 3 because I gave it 3 stars, or if because so many things have happened off page in between book 3 and book 4 that we're just supposed to infer, and I'm like, okay, a relationship happened that I'm sitting here struggling, trying to remember, did that really happen? Or did we just not get that because we're seeing the end of the relationship? And it's with a really important main character. We don't get any of that? That's a little frustrating, but that's okay. And also, I feel like we're getting to the point in the series which this is going to be a confession of how I guess haven't read enough high fantasy to have an answer to what I'm about to say. So if you know the answer, please feel free to talk to me about it in the comments. But is there a point when high fantasy reverts back to being low fantasy? Or rather, is there a point where high magic becomes so complex and convoluted maybe that it becomes soft magic? I don't know. But because I feel like in the first book and in the second book, the structure of the world was so clear, and that's what I loved about it, that there was clear things that you could do and couldn't do. But now, because so many powers are going around and there's so much accessibility to certain very difficult magics and abilities that were not before, and it's very much widespread, to the point where I feel like a character might just turn around and say, hey, I can now do this super magical, really rare ability, or have this power source, and we just figured this out, and it's all great. So I'm just sitting here feeling like I have to say yes and accept it, because it's at the point where it feels like anything goes. I don't know if I'm making any sense with what I'm saying. If I find better words to express what I'm trying to say, I will refilm this. But if anyone knows what I'm talking about, let me know. Like, I enjoy when I can see that we have to follow an established system in order for our characters to be able to navigate this very complex world. But things have become just so complex that the easiest answer is to just allow people to do everything. Am I making any sense? I'm probably just rambling. I'm probably just highly confused, but I hope I become unconfused. Like, we're getting new systems of inventions, and it's explained really well, but I feel like because it's an info dump, the info dump makes up for the fact that we're putting loopholes or finding ways around the system that was established. Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know, but I'll be back with an update and birthday fun later. Bye! It is a few hours later. My tongue is green because I had a green cupcake, and I fixed my hair, and I took a break and was just relaxing with reading some more Rhythm of War. But I have something that I really want to say. So, something happened which has to do with the structure of Brandon Sanderson's writing throughout the Stormlight archive. I don't think... Hi, kitty! Would you like to say hi? There's something that's really bothering me. I'm going to try to not make this a rant. I didn't notice this in any of other Brandon Sanderson's books, but I've noticed it very heavily as a plot device in the Stormlight archive, which is where, one of our characters will learn something. One of our characters will learn something new, and then something will happen plot-wise that should be totally unrelated. What? Do you not like my shampoo? I just washed it. What are you saying? I don't know what's going on right now. Are you guys okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Calm down. Okay, so I don't know if they are mad at me or if they're agreeing with me, but anyway. A character will discover something about the world, or discover something new, or get a new information. We'll have like a mini information dump, and then directly right afterward, something in the plot will happen that's related to that information. So it very much feels like, okay, reader, you now have this information, meaning now this part of the plot can be revealed, because if that part of the plot happened earlier, it would have spoiled the information. And it's just way too convenient. It's literally like, within the next chapter, you know that information that you just learned is going to be applied. It shouldn't be that way, in my opinion. This plot thing that happened could have been put in any other book, and it's okay, because the information that we got, to me, is not very mind-blowing. So if I predicted it, fine, that's okay. But for them to these things to happen consistently throughout the books, back to back, I don't like it. It's like, imagine we're reading a slice of life story or something, and our main character gets into a car accident, right? And they are something happens, they get into a car accident, and then literally the next chapter is they win a sweepstakes for a brand new car. That sounds really, like, the timing is perfect. for those two things to line up. Those are two major things that don't happen very often in people's lives. But for those two major life instances, a car accident and to win a free car, to happen within a very short time span is very coincidental. And so take that and turn that into high fantasy. And that's what I feel like we're getting. I hope that analogy makes sense. I don't know. But I just needed to say that. I needed to get that off my chest. So, gonna keep going.
Oh, it took longer than I expected.
It's 4 months later. Hi. So here's the thing. I really don't like Stormlight Archive anymore. I paused it for 4 months. So there's a major time gap in between this video and the last time that I updated you. But I am currently at this point kind of hate reading it. If you're watching this video, chances are that you either don't care about spoilers or you've read most of the series. So like, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler something. It's not even like a plot spoiler. It's just like the side thing that I want to use to give you an example as to why I'm so frustrated with Brandon Sanderson right now. I think I'm gonna get more in depth into my thoughts at the end of this video because I just can't. I can't do it. So there's a story, there's a chapter in which Wit is telling Kaladin an analogy about a dog who wants to be a dragon. And so the dog tries to act human, tries to fly, is able to think, and is not allowed to be anything other than a dog to the humans that the dog lives with. But then once the dog saves a person, they become useful. So in the story, it talks about how all the other dogs are still out in the cold, suffering a dog life. But this other dog is stuck on thinking about how they didn't achieve their goal of wanting to be a dragon. And so that kind of scene wraps up with Kaladin saying, oh, this story is about me, how I'm not giving myself enough credit for all of the amazing things that I've accomplished. And it's like, wait a second. You just made an analogy about systematic oppression, about what's happening from the colonizers, about Kaladin taking the side of aiding the colonizers and not actually doing anything about the marginalized peoples that are being oppressed into slavery or anything else. And the moral of the story is he needs to give himself more credit for living up to the colonizers' standards of greatness and not realizing that he actually is great by their own standards. Am I missing something? Because I feel like so many people told me that this was great and it's not. It's not good at all. I am, full disclosure, I've been holding back, but I'm not going to hold back anymore. Brandon Sanderson does not know how to write people of color, and it is showing. It is showing so badly. It is a glaring flashlight in my eyeballs that he is using systems that have historically oppressed certain peoples, pulling references from various cultures and using them as plot points, but not addressing them and actually villainizing them. That makes me angry. He's done it with Moash. He's done it with Kaladin. He's done it with the singers and all these other peoples. And he's glorifying Dalinar. He's glorifying Navani. He's glorifying Kaladin for living to their standards. And all these other people. Shallan, I don't care about her anymore. She's actually not that great. And that the only things that are being... I'm so heated right now. The only things that are being justified and highlighted as testaments to the greatness of this series are things that people with privilege can relate to. And the other things that are being used are things that people without privilege wouldn't be relatable to or privy to, and so those things are being used as plot devices and not discussed. And that makes me very uncomfortable. So yes, I look like a potato, but I am a hot potato because your girl is not having a good time. I am almost done. I really want to finish this because I'm tired of having this vlog on my list of things to get done, and I'm also regretting not being more vocal a lot more earlier on about the things that made me uncomfortable with the series. But then again, I was giving so much benefit of the doubt to Brandon Sanderson because I loved all of his other books. And to my critical reading of the Stormlight archive, I did not see any of these glaring things happen in any of the other Brandon Sanderson books that I read. I think because they weren't using the same thematic historical references. So I'm not it's not good. It's not good. This is turning into a hate read vlog. I'm sorry, I did not tend for it to be that way, but that is where we are. So I'm gonna give you some more thoughts if I can get them out, because I want this vlog to be over. I just want it to be over. And this has been on my currently reading place for a while. I could DNF this. I kind of want to DNF this, but I want to have at this point enough fuel for the fodder for a full Brandon Sanderson rant review as to why he needs more sensitivity readers. As to why he needs more ethnic sensitivity readers, because this is not it. It's not it. Good morning. It is the next morning. I've got my cup of iced coffee, and I'm officially DNFing Rhythm of War at page 1034. Oh my god, I can't take it anymore. The tipping point was Adeline's court hearing trial with the honor spren. And like I said, I am way over spoilers at this point. Like, I'm gonna dive right in because I'm not feeling this. Okay, so parallels to slavery, right? In different factions of the world building in Stormlight Archive, but focusing on the slavery of the honor spren, we're in an indigenous court system, and the people that are running the court, the spren, we are not given any insight as to how their court functions and why, other than it is customary for it to be public access and for individuals in the court to be able to ask questions. So it's not like how we currently have in the American system, how we have a defense lawyer and an attorney, and the prosecution and whatever. In this system, it's open to the public, but they do have a judge who kind of mediates the conversations. And so the only kind of rule that we are given some insight to is in relation to how Adeline is able to respond, which is if he asks a question, then he invites statements and presumption. And so the indigenous people are written in a way in which they are seen as unruly and unfair. But I don't know that that's necessarily fair to say, because it's completely dramatized in a way where it seems like it's against Adeline without discussing exactly what the motivations are and how this is a result of generational trauma. Like, it's not talked about at all. It's just, oh, they're stuck on the past. Can't they see that I'm the human savior, light eyes person who is coming to show them that not all colonizers are bad? So, like, under the surface, is this about white guilt? Because then we have Maya, who is his spren, who was hurt because the spren are slaves utilized as a tool. But the difference here is that Maya comes forward and says she made a choice. She made a choice to be into slavery with the purpose of that there's a bigger problem here. And it's framed in a way such as Maya and Adeline have this emotional bond. So slave and slaver have a bond that has not yet been fully divulged or even like unpacked in relation to generational trauma from these people who are like, humans are bad because humans slave us and humans hurt us and they force us against their will. And it's like, I don't trust Brandon Sanderson for the next however many 100 pages I have left since I'm on book 4 to actually have that conversation at a deep and nuanced level. It's not going to happen. Maybe it does happen. Maybe some miracle happens in the next couple pages that is going to answer all the concerns that I've had since book 1. But I don't care anymore. So I feel so much better that I am DNFing this. I can't stand it. And I just feel really like, I feel a little sad, you know, because I've heard so many positive things from the Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive community about Adeline's case being like, yeah, he really stuck it to them. And I'm sitting here like, no, he was that was handled so badly. That was actually really disgusting. So sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm done apologizing. I don't like it. It was bad. I mean, everyone is free to like what they like, and I totally see the appeal in these stories because as a fantasy, it's incredible, but I cannot turn my critical worldview brain off. So this is not it for me. If you love them, great. I'm happy you love them, but I'm done. I'm done. I don't even know that I care enough to read book 5 whenever that comes out. Maybe if I'm buddy reading it with some friends who are interested in unpacking the criticality, but I don't think I'm going to pick it up just for enjoyment on my own. I'm done. If I reread this series, it is because I'm going back from book 1 knowing what I know now and looking for specific ways to tell you in a video as to why I find these books very uncomfortable, and why Brandon Sanderson needs more sensitivity readers for other things that are not just applicable to people from his demographic. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to end this vlog here because it has been 5 months in the making and I just want to get out. So if you have similar thoughts, let me know. If you never saw it this way, let me know. if you still enjoy it, let me know. But that's going to be it, and I post videos every week. If you'd like to support my channel, I have a Ko-fi and a GoFundMe down in the description box, and also links to Discords for book clubs that I run. So I'll see you later. Bye!
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka worked the factory.